Hi, how are you doing today, my friend? Welcome back to the Two Wheels Paradise. My name is Meshak, and here we discuss everything motorcycle. Have you subscribed to the channel so far? Take a minute, hit the subscribe button. Also remember the notification bell icon, turn it on so that next time when we upload a video, you get a notification that something nice has just landed on your most favorite motorcycle YouTube channel. How are you today? Look, there is something that has come to me, and it is a question, or more or less a concern, from so many people who want to join the biking community. I always get this question like, Meshak, I want to join the bikers community. I want to buy my first bike. What am I supposed to know? What should I be looking at? What is it that I need to know about my first bike? That is why we are here today, and I want to answer that question in a very few minutes. So be keen, take notes, and always remember, if you have a question that you feel it is quite personal and you want me to answer it directly to you, you can always contact me. My numbers are there, my YouTube channel is here, my social medias are all over. Talk to me. If I can help, I promise I will. Back to business. Buying your first motorcycle. What are you supposed to know? One thing for sure is, if you want to buy a motorcycle, there must be a propelling reason. There must be a reason why you want to buy a bike. Maybe it is peer pressure from friends, which plays the biggest role. Peer pressure from friends. Maybe you come from a family that has people who ride. Yeah? Maybe you feel like you want to spend time alone. Maybe you've been working so hard. Maybe you are the office guy who goes to work Monday to Friday, and on Saturday you don't even know what to do, where to go. You want a bike that can be taking you out somehow. Maybe you don't have other means of transport. You want a motorcycle to be your commute, your primary means of mobility. Maybe that is what you want. Something else, maybe you are running away from trouble. You're running away from trouble. I have heard people who realize they are getting addicted to something. Maybe because of being idle, when you're not working, you feel like you're spending a lot of time drinking, spending a lot of time gambling. Maybe you are spending a lot of time on social media, a lot of internet, and it is not doing you good. So you are running away from trouble. Maybe you are even coming from rehab. Some people are released from jail. You're looking for something that will keep you busy somehow, enjoying nature, enjoying life alone, or maybe you want to join a community of friends just to stay away from trouble. Maybe you have other means of transport, but traffic in your neighborhood is bothering you. You want something that can run faster. Maybe you are running away from fuel prices. Like right now, petrol is around 191 point something shillings per liter. Just the other day we were buying it at 101, then 110, 112, 118. The story is wrong. Now we are at 191. So when you are fueling 1,000 shillings on a bike like this, we are talking about 5.2, 5 point something liters. That's literal. Because just the other day we used to have 7 liters of petrol from 1,000 shillings. So like for my bike that consumes 22, 23 kilometers per liter, we are talking about 5 liters that will take you just around 100 kilometers, 110, the farthest you can go. Yeah. And maybe for a vehicle, it's not even going to get to 100 kilometers. If you get a small bike, maybe it will take you to 250 kilometers, the same. So you're doing your calculations and you're looking for something cheaper to take you to work, the same distance, the same direction, but you're looking at how much you're spending on traveling. So many reasons that make people get motorcycles. If you can be able to answer that question of why I need a bike in the first place, You will know exactly what type of bike to buy. Let's start from somewhere. You want to buy a motorcycle so that you can join the racing community, the motorcycle sport. That is the whole reason why you want a bike. Maybe you have been the kind of guys who play video games. You have seen a lot of motorcycle games. You have watched a lot of MotoGP. You have watched a lot of stuff online about motorcycle sport. Maybe that is the reason why you're being propelled to buy a motorcycle. If that is the reason, definitely you will not buy an off-road bike like this one. You will look for something that looks sport. Maybe you are the kind of people who live in the village or who work in villages, the rural setup, and you want something to take you to work deep into the villages. Maybe you are a veterinarian, maybe a medical officer, maybe you work for the government, for some NGO project, something. You're working on something that pushes you away from the highway. Definitely you will not go for a sport bike. You will not buy a street bike. You will not buy that one. You will try the best you can to buy something that can go off the highway, comfortably off the highway. Maybe you just want a bike to commute to work, nothing more. You will not buy a huge bike like this one if that is the reason why you want a bike. If you're looking at going to work every day, you will not buy a huge bike like this one because it will not make any sense. If you are looking at some means of saving money on traveling, on fuel, maybe you are running away from daily drive. You drive a Mark X, you drive a Toyota Crown, you drive a Subaru Impreza, you drive something that is consuming fuel, a lot of fuel for that matter. If you are running away from the cost of traveling, definitely you will not come to something like this one, because the amount of savings you will have is quite little considering the other risks you are getting yourself involved in, the motorcycle risks. If you calculate the motorcycle risks and the unfavorable weather, getting rained on, a lot of dust, a lot of stuff, having a lot of motorcycle gear to carry around, a lot of cost in helmets and everything, if you're looking at traveling cheaper for daily commute, you will not get something like this. Because the amount of fuel you are saving on one hand, the amount of risks and costs you are getting yourself involved in don't really make any sense. You would rather stay in the vehicle. At that point, you will be looking at something small. 150cc, 200cc maximum. This is a 400cc. Definitely this one drinks a lot of petrol. Comparing this one with something like Dayun 150, something like Suzuki Gixxer 155, Yamaha FZ 155, Haojin, maybe Haojin Hawk, Haojin something, Jingsheng something, Zhongsheng something, Honda Ace, Boxer 150, TVS. If you're looking at those bikes, that is the best place for you to be if you are a daily commuter who is running away from traveling costs. Maybe you want something that can take you to work within the city, and once in a while it will take you out of town for long rides. Maybe you work and you have some family up country, you want to go visit here and there. If you're looking at something that can handle long distance riding, and something that is powerful to keep you on highway speeds, then you come to something like this. Now you are home. You get an adventure bike, you are home now. If you're looking at just having fun on the highway, speeding up here and there and recording a lot of YouTube videos, the way these days we are doing, definitely you will not look at something like this. You need a street bike. Yamaha MTU7, Yamaha MTU9, Honda CBR, Yeah, look at something like that. Suzuki Gixxer 750, 600, something like that. If fashion is what you want in a motorcycle, fashion, then there are so many bikes that look very beautiful. Not like this one. See? Not like this one. There are so many reasons why you need a motorcycle, and those reasons are the ones that determine the kind of bike you need. Have I answered your question? I believe not yet. There is one very important thing we have not touched here. The cost of motorcycle in terms of buying and maintenance. Buying and maintenance. If you want a bike, there is something we call a budget. How much money do you have? How much money are you planning to set aside? How much money can you afford? Maybe I have 400,000. If you have 400,000 and what you want is a new bike, because definitely for me, I always advise against buying very old bikes as your first bike. It is not good manners to buy a very, very extensively used bike as your first bike. It's not good manners, because that bike can make your motorcycle life miserable. And if you hit the long target for the first time, definitely the passion you have for bikes could end up diminishing. So I always advise someone to start with a small bike, small cc, and that's why you have heard me talk about the TVS, the Honda Ace, the Keyboards of this world, the Haojins. Those bikes, very cheap to buy, very cheap to maintain, and very favorable to use for someone who don't have a lot of experience. If you want your first bike, I will not agree to sell you this one for your first bike. I will not. If you don't have any experience in motorcycling, I will not sell you this one as your first bike. Even if you come with money in hand, I will not. Because first, I'm not very sure about how safe you are going to be on this bike. It is a very huge bike. To start with, this one is huge. If you look at what I have here, for those people who have seen the photos of the bike I ride, this is a very huge bike. And when I say huge, I mean it. It's a big bike. Big in terms of length, the height, and also the weight. This is over 200 kilos. With fuel, full tank, with boxes full of stuff, this one could go up to around 240 kilos. I don't expect you to start on a 240 kilo bike as your first bike. It is not safe, it's not proper, it's not even enjoyable, it is not something you should risk. Because of experience. This bike requires a lot of experience to handle, especially because of power and weight. Those two things, power, weight. So it can become a disaster to you. It can become a disaster to you. Back to budget. You have like 400,000. In that 400,000, the question we are starting with is, do you have any basic motorcycle safety gear? Do you have any basic gear? A helmet like this one will cost you 13,000. You should not go anywhere below 10,000 on a helmet if you want a safe helmet. If it is about safety, you should never go below 10,000 on a helmet. 10,000 bare minimum. And your helmet has to be certified. You see? There are these stickers. You see this? Those stickers are supposed to tell you about the safety in that motorcycle. Is that, not motorcycle, the helmet. Is that helmet certified? Is it tested? By which organization? Is it DOT? Is it ECE? Is it ESA, ECER? Is it ISI from India? Which certification does that helmet have? If it doesn't have any, forget it. Don't buy that one. If you don't have money for gear, don't buy motorcycle. Let's go back to budget. If you don't have the gear, budget at least 25,000 for starter gear. You need a pair of boots. You don't have to buy new. We have a lot of people who are selling second hand. Yeah, we have a lot of people who are selling second hand gear. Quality but used. From abroad, somewhere, we have a lot of people who sell them. I also buy them, apart from the helmet. I don't buy second hand helmets. I have to buy a new one. But boots, jackets, gloves, a lot of stuff. But helmet and balaclava, the mask, the inner mask, you have to buy them new. For hygiene purposes, you have to buy them new. And also for safety. If a helmet is dropped, it gets weaknesses from inside. So you don't want to buy a helmet from somewhere that you don't even know. If it was dropped and then repainted, dropped and polished, and you don't want to have those risks. Take 25,000 for basic motorcycle gear. Second thing is, are you trained and licensed to ride? If you don't have the training and licensing, first of all, go for it. There are so many schools that train bikers. Give it another like 20,000. Training plus NTSA, licensing here and there, another like 20,000. When that motorcycle comes, you will require insurance. Comprehensive insurance for basic motorcycles below 400,000, give it 15,000. Comprehensive insurance. If it's a new bike, give it like 15,000. The budget from 400 is still coming down. That is where we start. We don't start with the motorcycle, then go to gear, then go to insurance, then go to safety, go to license. We don't do that. We start from safety, licensing, insurancing, including you for personal accident, the PA cover, you see. Then we come down until we get to how much money do I have in hand right now after deducting everything else. Then that is what you use to buy your motorcycle. That is what you're supposed to use to buy motorcycle. You don't start the other way around. Bike, then gear, then no. Because if you buy this motorcycle at 350,000, you have 50,000 left from your 400,000 budget. Look at gear, insurance, licensing, service, a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things. That money is not going to be enough. And you're going to find yourself going slightly below the acceptable standards in safety gear. That is where you compromise, because for insurance, you don't have a choice. If you have to go to class and learn how to ride bikes, blah, 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 a lot of stories in NTSA, nini, you don't compromise. That one you want to go full board. What do you shortchange? Safety. Safety. That's where you go wrong. That's why you start with safety as number one. Safety gear, everything from boots, knee guards, elbow guards, jackets, everything. Remember, the budget starts from gear. So now, after buying all that, you're left with 300,000. Now you look at how much is bike A compared to bike B. I want a commuter bike, 150cc. I have one in 200,000, I have another in 220, I have another one in 250, I have another one in 185. Which one fits my height? Which one fits my height? Yeah, the braking, which one looks like it's good compared to the other one? That's one, the one you pick. So now your budget is determining a lot about the motorcycle you can get. For instance, right now, you can decide you want to join the sport community and you want a sport bike. A 300cc, not so much, but you need some skills. Okay, fine. If you go to a good school, they are going to train you on some bigger bikes, then you can be able to handle the Yamaha R3. That bike is costing 1 million. There is Suzuki Gixxer 150, we have 250 here, Suzuki Inazuma 250. Going to 500, 600,000, that budget is off. You cannot afford that one. You come to the Chinese class, you look at, we have Dayun here, we have Jingcheng here, we have Haojin here, we have Beneris, we have all that. Which one fits the amount of money you have left after all the other deductions? Which one fits your height? Which one fits your style? That is what you go for. This video is not over yet. We have part 2 of it. Have you learned something? Tell me in the comments if you have learned something. And please remember to subscribe. Give me that gift. Allow me to get into your life and train you how to be a better biker. Out of like 13 years experience I have in motorcycles, I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, a lot of experiences that I can share with you and make you a better biker for the future. So that one day you can also share with somebody else and make them a better biker. We are here to empower each other. My name is Meshach Samson Minor. If you want to talk to me, put it in the comments. You see this video, please share. Comment and say whatever you want to say. Tell me what you want us to talk about next. And trust me, that is what we are going to do. I'm a very loyal person. I appreciate feedback. God bless you and keep you and stay safe. Remember, your safety is determined by what you do, not what others do. So always keep yourself safe.